All right, so I'm just a stupid dog, and this is almost like a rap star kind of a take, because this is just getting giggity with it. Jiggy with it, giggity with it, I don't even know. That was from a Friends episode or a Seinfeld episode. I'm not sure. They were all so commingled back then. It was so incestuous with Ross and Jerry Seinfeld, whatever. Look it up. It's Google. It's called the 1990s. So this is a laconic Mugu Pan take about fake weed. So somebody said they passed a farm bill, and ever since then they could put cannabinoids, they could spray cannabinoids on shredded vegetable, and they were allowed to use orange, purple, and some other dye, green dye, orange, purple, and green dye to produce shredded vegetable, which they do not even use hemp. If you would use hemp, that would be better. Maybe Rand Paul would be okay with the farm bill if they used hemp as the shredded vegetable. They go to the restaurants and they collect all this bullshit, this disgusting waste, this plastics. That weed is like 20% recycled plastic particles. So the way you could do it, they're harvesting the lettuce, the disgusting carrot peelings, and the cucumber peelings out of restaurants. I mean, these guys, you might get a little bowl full of friggin' catnip or human jizz to go with your shredded vegetable weed synthetic flour. They call it flour. Oh my God, it's not flour. It's synthetic, this, that, or the other thing. I'm your stupid dog. You heard it here first, folks. This fake weed, they should make it out of hemp. They're making it out of the shredded vegetables that they collect from restaurants. Then they spray it after they mold it with all these emulsifiers and fillers and binders. Okay? And then they make this thing that's like 28, 31%, 29% chemical. Pure fucking chemical from Dow Elantro. And then you got this laconic Mugu Gaipan site that's selling this weed as if it's natural. But I went over to my friend's house. He said, I got this weed from, it's $250 to the mail. I said, we're not allowed to buy weed through the mail here in this state, my friend. This is Kentucky. I was out in western Kentucky near Paducah in a very rich, posh, elitist neighborhood and the best manor house in the whole thing. We own the best manor house. We've got 13 acres of unincorporated land in the middle. We've got a tennis courts. We've got natural hot springs. We got Kursks. Water pools. Kursks water pools. Try to Google that, boys. This is going to be a commercial. Google Kirk's water pools. Tell me if I don't know what I'm talking about. We are rich, elitist, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, this fake weed thing is not suiting or sitting well with me. And I went over to my friend's house. He's like, hey, guy, I could order this weed right off the internet now because of the farm bill. I was like, Kentucky didn't do that, my friend. And so I asked him, Bud, what is the ingredient? So I got this thing. He says, $250. So I look for the ingredients. Under ingredients, it says, we never fail to deliver the most even, consistent, brain space situation for you. You're always going to feel fucked up when you smoke our weed. And they never say this is synthetic weed. But when you press a flower out of vegetable, recycled vegetable, this, that, the other thing, and recycled microplastics, the whales in the ocean are dying. They're coughing up microplastics. Believe me, the day they finally worry about microplastics, when these perfumers can't get that disgusting thing out of the whale's belly anymore because it's filled with microplastics, you got to be spraying microplastics all over your skin, ladies, in your perfumes. I don't know. I'm your stupid dog. You heard it here. You heard it here first, folks. But anyways, what we were really trying to talk about was this whole thing where I went over to my friend's house and he's like, I got this weed online for $250. So let me see that weed. I busted out a flower. It looked like a fucking Christmas tree. It was so uniform and perfect. It looked like some kind of Saskatchewan flint arrowhead that somebody chopped and chipped out of the flint that they found on a riverbank one day. Some Indian who lived in a fucking tent over here. His whole life he lived in a fucking tent. He had a hot woman. He could go get another woman. Their food was fucking for shit. You think the English food, the German food with the sauerbraten, the English food with the fucking entrails of goats and sheep and shit? Fish and chips is the best thing they got. We got this over here in America. We could go get fish and chips at McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, it doesn't matter, but, you know, it really doesn't matter. But this whole weed thing where you could buy weed online, you're not buying weed online. Not yet. Someday you will. The government's already saying, if you want to buy weed online, you got to buy our brand of fucking for shit, synthetic, skanky weed. And where is JFK? I want to go look. I'm the dog. I want to challenge JFK Jr., this other guy, the Department of Safety of Human Consumption, this fucking Jayhawk, this fucking coke fiend, this fucking numbnut. He one time he carved a moose up, he carved a whale up, and he tried to amalgamate them and make a Frankenstein thing. But the other thing was he jacked off all over. He thought my DNA would be the finishing touch. It all collapsed and it fucking rolled down the hill and collapsed into a pit, into a tarn. It became some kind of thing like, you know, a tarn, like Edgar Allan Poe would go out and worship at. But anyways, Greg and Paula, they thought, wow, what the fuck? This is, we're buying $250. I said, let me ask Stupid Dog. And I never even spoke to them. I just looked. I didn't speak, but I was like, let me look at the fucking ingredients. There's no ingredients list. All it says under ingredients is, we deliver consistency. Yeah, you deliver consistency because it's manufactured. It's not grown. What the fuck? We're done. If the government controls the weed supply, we are fucking done. And maybe Joe Rogan or some of these other cock-smoking, half-a-faggot motherfuckers could wake up and listen. Do you worry about the government taking away your guns? Well, what happens when the government takes away your weed, Joe Rogan? You stupid fuck. Get on board, you fucking maniac. But these dispensaries, that's the only thing you can do. Go get your government medical card. Go with the federal government because the federal government, deep state, is the only one producing grown flower. We have to fight for our right to grow our own plants and produce our own weed for our own selves. And that's what we could all do, like we produce our own fucking tomatoes, our cucumbers, and our beans, our chickens, our eggs. Oh, my, sorry. But anyways, if I was your Stupid Dog, I would try to say that this was a laconic. Laconic means, you know, the reply is suggested and it denotes a lack of interest in the topic. That's what laconic or laconics. Moo Goo Gai Pan. Laconic Moo Goo Gai Pan was the weed website where you could buy all this fake weed that they were starting to bullshit us about. And the government is sanctioning this bullshit with the Farm Bill. And Rand Paul Jr., the asshole from Kentucky who got in a fucking knockdown, drag-out fight over a leaf pile and then sued his own neighbor. Rand, you don't be Rand Paul or Jake Paul or the other Paul. Not the boxer Paul, but your dad there, Rand. Your dad would have told you don't sue. When you sue, Rand, when you sue. That makes you just like Donald. All these other people. Believe me, I'm a Stupid Dog. I could have sued. They chopped my motherfucking balls off when I was 9 months old. You don't think I had a fucking lawsuit there, Rand? I didn't even entertain the thought because that's not what dogs do. We go on. We would whatever, you know. Rand, you know. You sued your neighbor for breaking your ribs. You should have fucking turned around and fought him with the rake that you had in your hand, you little cock-smoking motherfucking bitch. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? Rand, you bitch. Anyways, so I'm going to close this take with this thing about how drug dealers always look for the best options. That's why they were doing Mexican ditchweed for decades. That's where we bought Mexican ditchweed. Sometimes you buy some fucking weed growing up in the mountains of Kentucky or California, and you'd be like, holy fuck, now I know what weed is. I feel like Neil Armstrong landing first on the moon. This is weed. But that Mexican ditchweed, which got you over the hump, that was your medicated daily dose of weed, THC. You were smoking in this. If you wanted to smoke as much as you could smoke, you could get high. You didn't know what high was high in the Mexican ditchweed. But anyways, you know what I'm saying? That was you had some access to some other things, and sometimes things broke through. If you could grow your own, you would be happy. Anyways, turns out once they passed the farm bill, yeah, they passed that shit. Now all these motherfuckers could go out there and start taking shredded vegetable, painting it with dyes, and spraying it with straight up chemical. Some of them say it's a cannabinoid. There's no fucking such thing as a cannabinoid. It's fucking straight up chemical that mimics what weed does to you, that has vicious, horrifying side effects that weed does not have. Smoke natural. If I was doing a commercial as a Yog Stupid Dog, I would say if they want to come after me, let them come after me for this. Smoke natural, only do natural flower, grow your own, and I'm about to start a system of education to have people be able to grow 2 plants in their own house. 2 plants on the windowsill. You could grow 2 plants. When you start getting them leaves and snipping them, and you haven't smoked weed in a while, and you start getting some dried out, and then you start doing some premature buds, whatever happens, nobody knows what's going to happen once you start fucking smoking them real buds that are aged perfectively, and you smoke that shit. You're like, holy fuck, I think I'm in Vietnam. That's what you would say if you were a stupid dog, the man, the producer, or all these other idiot characters, maybe even Uncle Dinner. You say, I think I'm in Vietnam just after the rainy season, and everything is bloomed, and all the rodents and all the animals are coming out to harvest the natural bounty of the earth here in Vietnam. Even the humans are with the rodents and the scorpions and the black widows and the giant spiders. Nobody's fucking with nobody. Nobody's fucking with anybody. That's what the whole world wants to come down to. I'm the stupid dog. Nobody's fucking with nobody over here. It's all right. Don't worry about it. I'm the stupid dog.